Hi, my name is Candela, and I am here today to talk to you about voting in Southwest Iowa. You may already know that there are three ways to vote in Iowa. One of those is to vote by mail. However, I'm doing this video after October 21st, and October 21st was the last day to turn in your absentee ballot request. So if you haven't already done that and your auditor has not already received that, they will not send you a ballot. Even if you had it postmarked by October 21st, or even if you had it postmarked by Saturday, if they didn't happen to get it by October 21st, they're not sending you a ballot. So you may want to check on that. Now, for the three counties that I am most focused on, which are Fremont, Mills, and Pottawatomie, the county auditor's office is at your courthouse. So if you live in Fremont County, that's in Sidney, Iowa. If you live in Mills County, that's in Glenwood. And if you live in Pottawatomie County, that's in Council Bluffs. Now, if you live in some county other than those, you can type into your search engine of choice, Google, DuckDuckGo, or whatever you like to use, and find out where your county auditor's office is and go there and vote early in person up through November 4th, which is a Monday. Your third option to vote in Iowa is to vote in person at your polling site, and your polling site is probably also listed on your county auditor's webpage. When I'm talking to folks about voting, a lot of the folks that know me aren't asking me, hey, should I vote in person early or on election day or vote by mail? That's not what they're asking, though they may be asking me for deadlines for that. They often want to talk with me about what my thoughts are about who's on the ballot. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I am pro-choice. I am pro whatever's good for kids, including strong public schools, supporting our AEAs, including supporting our working families. My husband's a union member, and I'm a proud union family member. And so I want to do whatever helps workers to organize and to work towards better wages, better benefits, etc. I'm also for healthy, clean water, clean air, and keeping our environment safe and healthy and protected so that those kids can grow up and take their kids fishing and swimming and all the fun things. So if you're interested in those kinds of values, you might want to vote similarly to I do, the way I vote. If you're interested in totally different things, you may want to look up your options and see what's on your ballot and vote differently from me. Either way, I want to go through a ballot real quick. Okay, so I have a sample ballot pulled up here, and I am just going to show you. Here in the left-hand corner, it tells you to use blue or black ink and completely fill in the little bubbles like this. There are other instructions, of course, talking about write-in candidates. You may write in a candidate if you would choose to. If you do so, you need to fill in the little bubble beside the write-in candidate line. If you make a mistake on your ballot, you need to go back up to the auditor's window and have them give you a new ballot instead of crossing something out. Now, on your ballot, you have lots of choices for president and vice president teams. I'm going to recommend that if you want to regain our reproductive rights here in Iowa and to support strong public schools, and you want to support workers and better wages and better benefits for workers, that your best choice is going to be Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. For United States Representative District 4, again, those same values, I'm going to recommend Ryan Melton as the person of choice for that position. And I just want to let you know that Randy Veenstra, I don't know if it was 22 or 23, you can look it up if you want to, actually voted against birth control, not just abortion access, not just reproductive health care in general, but he actually voted against against birth control, against that being right. And he also voted against marriages between even interracial marriages or same-sex marriages. So if those are things that you care about, if you know somebody who has an interracial marriage or a same-sex marriage that you would like for them to have their same rights as other married couples, then Randy Feenstra is not in your corner. I'm going to move on to state senator now. And so I want to let you know that Mark Costello voted against our public schools when he voted to put private or public dollars in private schools. He voted against our AEAs, he voted against our unions, and he voted against our reproductive rights. So in this case, I'm definitely voting for Ryan Ronfeld. And Ryan Ronfeld's a really good guy. He's a historian, and he understands how history can be made by people standing together and fighting for our rights and working for our rights. For state representative, my name is Candela Foley Fincham, and I'm on your ballot. So I'm hoping you'll vote for me. I've told you a little bit about my values already. Certainly leave me a comment if you want to know more about my stances on any particular issue. Moving on down to county offices. Now, depending on which county you're in, whether you're in Mills County, Fremont County, or Pottawatomie County, you'll have a different set of options here. If you're in Mills County, my recommendation for county supervisor is Bruce Ray. If you're in Fremont County, my recommendation for county supervisor here would be Chris Clark. And if you're in Pottawatomie County, I don't have a recommendation for county supervisor, but I do have a recommendation for county auditor, and my support would be with Brian Jack Holder. When you get done with the front of your ballot, in all three counties, we're going to need to turn our ballot over and look at the back. And in all three counties, the back is pretty much the same. We've got a list of judges, and those judges, we are asked, do we want to retain them? And by retaining, should we keep them in office? And so it's either yes or no, we do want to keep them in office. Now, for my ballot, I said that I do not want to keep David May in office because, as I mentioned, I'm pro-choice, and he is one of the offenders who has given us a 6-week abortion ban in Iowa. I also said that I don't want to keep Samuel Langholtz in office for similar reasons and also his ties to the Federalist Society. For the rest of the judges, I do not have enough information to let me think that I should vote them out of office. So I said yes, pretty much going down the line. With Chichili, I did find that she had a really high fairness rating among, so, okay. With Chichili, I did find that she had a very high fairness rating among the attorneys who rate the judges each year on fairness and whether they take all sides into account and appear to be applying the law without bias. She did have a high rating on that. And then Tabor and Buller also had high ratings on that, so I can give them a plug. I did not find details for Nelson, Bauer, or Brooks, except that I did find that Nelson and Brooks were both yeah. Okay. Let me start over. I did not find a lot of information on Nelson, Bauer, or Brooks. I did find that for both Nelson and Brooks, they had been public defenders prior to being judges, and they had a good rating as public defenders and that they did serve their constituency well. And so for that reason, I did vote yes on those two, and I just left Bauer blank because I did not find enough information to sway my opinion yes or no. Now, for the rest of the ballot, we've got a couple of constitutional amendments. For public measure number 1, again, we're voting for or against these public measures. And there is more information that you can look up online. I voted no for this first public measure because I felt like the longer explanation had some baked in racism against people who are immigrants to the country. I'm not pushing hard on that stance. But people sometimes ask me my opinion, and my opinion was no, because I don't want to bake racism into our Constitution. And then for the second measure, as it was explained to me, our lieutenant governor, okay, so start over. And for our second measure, sorry. And then for our second measure, As it was explained to me, if the governor is removed from office due to illness, death, or due to some good news, maybe they got selected to be in the White House cabinet or something cool like that. And for whatever reason, if they've left the office of governor open, the lieutenant governor already takes those duties as part of our Iowa Constitution. So this additional constitution amendment doesn't fix that. That's a problem that doesn't exist. And then currently, as I understand it, then the new, once the governor is gone and the lieutenant governor has moved into the position of governor. Okay. And then, okay, so, as I understand it, the current law already facilitates that if the current governor is removed from office, either because of an illness or because of a death, or because of something really awesome, like maybe they got selected to be in the cabinet of the president or some really cool position like that. So, therefore, they can no longer serve their role as governor. The lieutenant governor, second in command, automatically moves into the position of assuming the duties of the governor. And so this constitutional amendment on our ballot doesn't solve a problem. That problem doesn't exist. What it does do is in the event that our governor is gone because of hopefully some cool reason, and the lieutenant governor moves up, then the party in power will then elect the lieutenant governor to take that place if that spot stays vacant for too long. And that's the way the current rules are. This constitutional amendment on our ballot says that the governor gets to move in, the governor gets to decide, uh, I'm sorry, that this constitutional amendment, as it's on our ballot, will say that if the governor is removed from office for good or not so great reasons, and the lieutenant governor takes the position of the governor, they will also take the title of the governor, and then they will choose their new lieutenant governor. And I don't feel like one single person really should have that much authority without electors being able to weigh in. And so I would rather, even if it's not the party that I prefer, I would rather the people of the party in power be able to elect their lieutenant governor than accepting this amendment as it's written. So that's my answer for that one. And then further down, we've got this uh, ballot initiative, which allows for Iowa Western to place a bond if it should need to do so. And since I personally am again in favor of whatever helps our public schools from kindergarten, pre-K, from actually pre-K, and since I am in favor of whatever helps our schools, including our pre-Ks, all the way to our community colleges, all the way to our universities and grad programs, I want to support Iowa Western with their ability to do this and allow them that leeway. Um, I suspect it won't pass, but I'm still going to vote yes for it. Okay. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. Uh, I appreciate you taking the time to walk through your ballot with me. And if you have any questions and you'd like to leave them in the comments to this video, I certainly would love to hear your feedback. Thank you and have a great rest of your um, thank you and have a great rest of your day or evening and happy voting. Actually, let's do this. Let's go back to here. So I appreciate you taking the time to through your ballot with me, and I really am grateful that you are a voter. So please get out and vote. Okay. So thank you for taking the time to walk through your ballot with me, and I hope that this information was helpful to you. If you have questions, certainly leave them down in the comments, and happy voting.